has been announced by the Taliban. Pakistan hopes that the socio-economic and development gains made over the last 20 years would be secured. We also believe that only a peaceful and stable Afghanistan will be a credible development and counter-terrorism partner for the international community. Moreover, such an end state would only be achieved through more, not less, regional and international engagement on Afghanistan. Pakistan, as an immediate neighbor, cannot afford to disengage. Now let me turn to the present situation in Afghanistan. Afghanistan sits on the brink of a humanitarian catastrophe. We have all seen the reports of famine, food shortages and soaring inflation in Afghanistan. There is some consolation that the sudden collapse of the former Afghan government has not caused the mass exodus of refugees from Afghanistan that we had feared. But we must be cautious that economic meltdown does not instead trigger such a crisis. While Afghanistan's immediate neighbors, especially Pakistan, would bear the immediate brunt of such a calamity, we would also feel its aftershocks. The world will feel its aftershocks eventually. Sustained economic support is essential to alleviate the sufferings of the Afghan people. Pakistan's borders with Afghanistan remain open to Afghans, but the world must appreciate our limitations. Pakistan is already home to approximately 4 million Afghans, both documented and undocumented. We are a developing country grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic. We simply cannot sustain more refugees from Afghanistan. The international community must put the Afghan people first. We have to take care that in denying Afghanistan access to its foreign reserves or international financial institutions, we do not end up adding to the miseries of the long-suffering Afghan people. It is in our collective interest that our actions do not make economic migrants of millions of Afghans who are otherwise content to live in their own country. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Pakistan's diplomatic mission in Afghanistan are open and continue to facilitate Afghans who wish to leave Afghanistan. In the days leading up to the completion of the US military withdrawal from Afghanistan, Pakistan provided critical support to the international evacuation effort from Kabul airport. At the request of the United States, we have also made special arrangements for the transit of Afghans who are to be resettled abroad. Pakistan hopes the commitments paid on providing safe passage to Afghans and foreigners who want to travel outside would be honored. Continued operationalization of Kabul airport is vital. This would be helpful in relieving some of the pressure on our border crossings. Finally, we are also conscious that this meeting is taking place days before the 20th anniversary of September 11 attacks. This is a grim reminder of our shared and core interest in Afghanistan counterterrorism. Perhaps no country has a greater stake in ensuring that Afghanistan never again becomes a sanctuary for terrorist groups than Pakistan. Since 2001, fighting the war against terrorism has taken over 80,000 Pakistani casualties and caused direct losses of over at least $150 billion to our economy. We have paid dearly in blood and in treasures for clearing our former tribal areas of militant groups. But these gains are tenuous as the recent surge in terrorist attacks against Pakistan by Afghanistan-based terrorist groups proves. We are concerned that terrorist groups ranging from Al-Qaeda or ISIS-K to the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan and the BLA could use ungoverned spaces inside Afghanistan to plot and launch new transnational attacks. This brings me back to the importance of a strong and stable government in Afghanistan. Only such a government would be able to establish its writ over Afghanistan and work effectively with the international community to deny space to terrorist groups that want to harm our countries. Thus, we must never allow creation of a political vacuum in Afghanistan leading to insecurity and instability. Sustained international engagement with Afghanistan thus remains the best counterterrorism investment for all of us. Any other outcome would only produce an Afghanistan that is internally unstable and externally destabilizing. We are certain that the international community does not desire that end. I thank you.
नाज़रीन, पाकिस्तान की मेज़बानी में अफगानिस्तान के हमसाया मुल्कों के वज़राए ख़ारजा का इजलास आप मुलाहिज़ा कर रही हैं, जिसमें वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी वर्चुअल इजलास में खिताब कर रहे थे। आपको बताते चलें कि चीन, ईरान, उज़्बेकिस्तान, तुर्कमेनिस्तान और ताजिकिस्तान के वज़राए ख़ारजा ने इसमें शिरकत भी की है। जबकि इस दौरान वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी ने कहा कि आलमी बरादरी को अफगानिस्तान की समाजी और माशी तरक्की में अपना किरदार अदा करना होगा। अफगानिस्तान में सियासी सूरत हाल मामूल पर आने से हालात बेहतर होंगे। न्यूज़ स्टूडियो से फिल वक्त इतना ही।